All right, folks, I am back. I'm doing Piglet. I'm sketching out Piglet, and I think this is finally a good angle for me. Thank God. I got my cards. Oh, hi, Steffi. How you doing? Here, I'm trying to get this here. All right, my cats are all lounging around me. Laugh out loud. Okay, that's even better. But how you doing? I've been watching some Chosen One videos over here about your blood type and all this stuff, and it's interesting stuff. This is the stuff everybody else is watching. This other kinds of things of sport events. I'm watching Chosen One videos because I'd like to explore the world around me. Oh, hi, Cookie Bear. How you doing? But I had to upload my computer and it had so many updates. I have a sketching computer that I look in just for my ley lines for my sketches in. This computer's 20 years old, friends. This is the sad thing about it, but I've kept it, and I have this processor that belonged to an old TV that I put with it. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I think you've been on here before. Oh, I'm not all stuffy like that now. I barely know how to even, if I have a lot of comments in one time, I don't even know how to get to half of them. I just try to kind of coordinate and look and spot things. I'm not as good as some streamers that have all the stuff. But yeah, I answer anything you want. I like to keep my streams sometimes small when I'm doing my little sketches because I do this for fun. I don't mind. But yeah, these chosen ones, everyone has a blood type, and I guess everyone's a chosen one. I don't know if everybody knew this, but I find this fascinating, this whole chosen one. And I have been watching all of these YouTube videos about everybody from the South in the United States, and I guess there was a big inbred people that have sex within their own bloodline. Oh, you're new here? Oh, okay. I just kind of randomly talk about life. I don't think that I think it's just kind of confusing if you kind of try to think of life in just spiritualism. Oh, hi, how you doing? Oh, you need a relationship reading? I could sure do that for you. I feel that in this journey in life, we should all try to at least be friends once. But yeah, let me do that. I like to sketch while I'm doing readings. I can multitask. And I'm trying to get all that artwork done. I have it in my community thing. I don't know what they call it, but I post a lot of stuff. And I post all the stuff I make in live stream, which are candles and stuff, because this is my me time, I guess you could say. Everyone has it. Oh, Chong's good. He's overweight now. And me and Chong have been going on a lot of exercise. We go around this other gated community by us. And anyways, and I walk him around the circle because he wobbles a little. He's ate too much. So we've been on an exercising spree because since it's been hot out, he's been walking less because I'm afraid he's going to dehydrate or have bad exhaustion, or even if you have all the water in the room and it's 93 degrees out, it's too hot for the. Oh yes, he's been exercising, Queen. He has. I've been cutting down on his snacks too. He's really upset about his snacks. I've been giving him these healthy snacks that from Amazon. Laugh out loud, my favorite thing. But all right, Stephanie, you want a relationship reading? Let me get to you. You're planning to get married soon after meeting up in front. Oh, wow. I guess we'll have to congratulate Steffi here. She's getting married soon. All right, well, let me get an energy reading on your whole marriage and congratulations. Well, that's a big accomplishment in life. But your whole relationship reading and the future marriage is a full moon in Pisces, and this talks about balancing spiritual and practical means, which obviously, I guess in layman's terms, I like to put everything in layman's terms because spirituality is confusing. But anyways, it just means your material stuff and make sure that you're spending enough time together and you're balancing everything out to where you're not getting too materialistic. Because you get involved with all these houses and picking up and getting all these new things and think you can afford it right away, you're going to fall behind. So I guess keep in mind as you're getting married about that. And then your whole love reading, Steffi, is surrounded by new moon and Cancer. And this is just talking about you and people that you love are safe around you, and it represents safety. So I feel that that's a new moon in Cancer is good for relationship reading. It really honestly is. This just means that your relationship is safe. And there is going to be genuine love, not deception, which is good starting to get married. You don't want it to begin in lies. And then your whole marriage reading, it has a blue moon also. And this just talks about believing in impossible things. It's a hope card. So, oh, you can have a free reading. I don't charge for these things. So, yeah, there's a lot of hope, and it's saying hope for what you think can't happen. But keep in mind, Steffi, about this whole situation of buying something that's more expensive and you think you can make it and not, because I see future debt. But that could mean just buy a cheaper house. So it's now 3:08. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Wesley. All right. All right. I know I had one. Okay. Thank you, Queen. You understand that I have problems going up on all these comments. All right. You want to know if Devon or Davin is my future husband. All right. I'll do a husband reading on you. You know what, Queen? Things haven't changed. I have no clue about these, the numbers and all this down here. I have to look up all these rules. And there's a lot of YouTube rules. Trust me. There's a whole Bible of them. I have not laugh out loud. But my drawings are getting good. I could do really good Walt Disney sketches now that look like Walt Disney done them, but no, I don't know how to do a bod yet. Oh, thank you. It's supposed to be purple. I don't know what happened to purple, but I had red highlights and somehow everything turned like a purple highlight. I don't know, but thank you. You know, I got it on sale on an Amazon haul. And it was $3 for just one box. So I couldn't beat that deal. You know how I am with Amazon. I'm addicted to Amazon. I love Amazon. But anyway, my friend Queen, I got your whole relationship with this fellow being your future husband is in a blue moon. And this is a hope card also. It is. And it's not bad. So, and it just means just believe in things that you might not have thought could happen. And the two things surrounding that is the South Node, and this talks about past holding you back. There's skeletons in your closet, Queen. You're worried, and don't let past mistakes and disappointments hinder the future. That's kind of the warning there about kind of not screwing it up thing, I like to say. And then the other path is avoid a course moon surrounding it. And avoid a course moon says nothing will come, but nothing will come if you don't put the past behind. And you got to put past heartbreaks and everything aside, because sometimes we signature them on our future people. The thing is the person, he's sensitive. You have to be kind of more aware and don't compare him to other people, because he's been compared to other people. I'm picking that up about him. So, I mean, it could be a yes if you're willing to run that path with him and be more sensitive and put both of you guys put your past aside. But if not, that would be a no. So, well, the thing, Queen, is every path, there's always a yes and there's always a no. It depends on how much effort you want to put into it. That's how the universe runs. The universe doesn't give one answer. There's always two paths, sometimes three. The one path is with this guy is you kind of change a little bit your activities and maybe do a couple things you don't want to do for the sake of your relationship, but it's going to be adjustments. And then the other path is finding somebody that you don't have to worry about that's broken. He's broken. And broken people need fixed. So I guess it's up to you if you want to be a fixer. I'm a fixer. When I go with people, it's usually they need me as much as I need them. So if you're a fixer, it'll go great. And then he will be just like you and be really nice. If not, and you don't want to be a fixer, it's going to be a nightmare. Not everybody's a fixer, so it's okay. I've been drinking this ice stuff. It has probiotics and stuff in it, I think. No, it's a zero. Yeah, it has antioxidants and vitamins. This sparkling ice. It's supposed to be healthy. Oh, hi. Is it my friend Stephanie? How are you? I met my spirit team and I got their names, roles, energies, and a lot. I'm so happy. Wow, I'm happy for you too. All right, Cookie, you want to know, is it safe to give BKRA a chance? Well, Cookie Bear, I can do an energy reading on it, but the thing is that you can give anybody a chance. I guess it's how much you want to open up and how awakened you are to give and be able to do that chance. Because when you open yourself up to another soul, it takes sometimes adjustments, and sometimes they're on different learning paths as you. This is the thing. So I could do an energy reading on what the relationship is, and if you want to do the work into it, it could work out. But other than that, I mean, it depends on how much work you want. I didn't want a relationship or get married to my late 20s because it's a lot of work. Relationships are very, I'm sorry, I'll get you next. I'm sorry. I thought I already got Queen. Okay, it's another queen. Okay. But that's how relationships are, Cookie. But I'll do a thing on the energy on that relationship, and really it's up to you what kind of energy you want to invest in it. Because I've been watching these chosen one videos because I like to watch everything from their, well, that and these crazy stories about inbred stuff and people eating human beings and cannibals. But these are the things I watch because it's like there. Oh, I do like your name. That's why I know what your name is. It has cookie in it, and I like cookies. Chocolate chip cookies are my favorite. So I would remember anybody's name that had the name Cookie in it. It makes me want to make a bear with a cookie, and they're like a Care Bear. Oh, okay. Well, I know you've been out here a lot, Queen. You've been my friend for a while. I don't get these kind of friends on Facebook. I get scammers. That's it. I don't get any real people. That's why I kind of stopped going on TikTok, and I don't know. I don't think the universe wants me going Facebook. I try to reinstall Facebook and just to get to my 6 Facebook groups, but I tried everything, my phone to my computer and all this stuff going on, and I still can't get in. And Facebook says that I have all these notifications, but I still can't get in it. So I guess the universe doesn't want me to be there, and that's fine. It used to take half my day with digital creating. So I just, all my inspirationals I've been putting out. I did a tribute to Ozzy Osbourne, and I'm doing really good with my digital creating. I've been trying to learn to make videos, which has been my passion for about 2 years. That's all of those videos I do on my own with Google programmings, and I get all the footage myself. And I was on a mission to be the number one in reels. So, but I think a lot of times I'm the number one in shorts. Sometimes I get knocked down to 2 or 3, but that's pretty good for being pond scum over here. And I say this in loving motion because I am. There's a lot of famous people. I'm just tiny. I'm the bottom feeder, tiny. And I'm okay with tiny. But, anyways, Cookie Bear, your relationship with this fella is in a new moon in Sagittarius. And this talks about luck. So, and that's good. So, this whole relationship of yours has a good, happy luck vibes involved. Then it's surrounded by a disseminating moon. And this just talks about taking time to think about where you are in your relationship and where it's going. And just get a game plan. You know, what you expect out of it. They used to say in psychology, when you go to start something, right, pinpoint everything you would like to get out of a situation. And if you feel that the situation you're in gets you out of a lot of, you can like check more than 5 or 6 of them in a list of 10 to go for it. And if you can't do more than 5, you shouldn't. And you would just, and you like politely let them go, or readjust your thoughts. But that's what I would do a nice outline of your relationship. But and then there's a new moon in Pisces surrounding this too. And this just talks about meditating and thinking, contemplating, thinking over things. So I mean, you just got a lot of choices with this guy Cookie Bear. And you got to be straightforward when you start relationships, because they got to know what you want out of it. Don't say you want one thing out of it and then expect another 6 months later, because that drives somebody away and makes a new path. You got to be very crystal clear what you want in the path, and just don't change up in the middle, because it does give confusing messages. I will tell you that just for a bit of advice. So, but That I think it will be fine, but you have to. I would just meet them out and see how you guys vibe. So I'm gonna start my Winnie the Pooh and all that and wait for another comment. I think I got it all. But I'm gonna do. I got all these. I like to call them face drawings of, and Walt Disney used to do like it's just stock sketches, and I got them of all the Winnie the Poohs because my grandson's room's gonna be in Winnie the Pooh, and I have one of each Winnie the Pooh character, and then I threw in some of Mickey Mouse too. But I'm giving him a whole Disney collage for his room because laugh out loud, this is what I do with my life now. I love to sketch. And I didn't want to do anything too spiritual because I'm getting burnt out from it. I'm hearing about all this chosen one stuff. And honestly, I'm beginning to think the whole world's a chosen one because there's a lot of shit going on in the world. It's almost like they say the dogs are awakened too. I guess there's a lot of like scientists and people that have studied energy and a bunch of stuff. And then they had like these spiritual journeys, like these scientists, and they're saying that dogs are on a different frequency trying to help mankind also. I found this very interesting. And they said that, and I guess this was in the 40s that this guy was predicting this. And they didn't have service dogs or anything back then, but it's kind of funny how they're service dogs now. So I found that interesting, but this is what I do with my life. I sketch and I be listening to that. My son tells me I listen to too many YouTube videos, laugh out loud. All right. Oh, all right. Well, put your question in again, Queen. The one with the three ends. It's going to be too difficult for me to go way back up that way because YouTube has all this crazy. Oh, you're welcome, Cookie Bear. Don't worry. Just find out if this is something you want. I feel it's going to be fine for you, but you got to make sure it's something you're going to be happy with. Don't waste your existence on things that may or may not work out for you personally. I have found this out through many relationships that I've had in the past. And I've had to break up with really nice people because it was stuff that I didn't truly think that I was going to be able to be happy with, but they were good people and I had to break up with them. So with a heavy heart, I say this. One guy had brain cancer when I was in my 20s, and we were dating for a while. And I just didn't feel the love and feeling for him, and I had to break up with him. And he was really upset, and I wanted to see how his operation went, and he obviously was still alive. But they got mad at me because I broke up with them. So that is why I say be careful, because sometimes you get in these relationships, the family loves you, and it's good for a while. But then if you just really feel uncomfortable being with them, it doesn't feel like it's the right thing, this is what happens. And then you feel like shit because you got to break up with the person because you truly don't love them and you can't live a lie. And it gets ugly. It truly does. So I'm just telling you as a fair warning because I've had this experience and I was made out the bad guy because I just realized we weren't going to go far and I wanted to make sure he was doing okay after his brain cancer surgery, which he was, and I was happy about it, but he ended up getting married and stuff, so I was happy he got married and moved on with my life. Alright. I think that's big enough. Sometimes you gotta make sure these hands and everything are perfect. Okay, there we go. I like to sketch the whole body this way. I got this so far. I gotta put Piglet over here. But I'm waiting. If there's another question I missed out on, go ahead and just put it right on there. And I will just put it in again and I'll answer the next one that comes up. So I gotta have this sketch done. I'm trying to get character boarding with different things now because even though I like tarot cards and stuff, this is not my career. This is something I do for fun with my friends, and that's it. This is not something I consider, I guess, a talent. Talent, I feel, is something you do artistically that you bring out to the world. But that's how I feel about that. So that's why I don't charge. Because I feel that it's something you do with your friends if they really need guidance. Because I feel that everybody that kind of, I mean, I don't think the right words. I guess it's not, how, like, I'm not saying, I don't want to say priest, but if you have certain abilities where you could help people or warn them about things, it's always good to try to help. And since I have some of these abilities, I just try to help. And I feel everybody should help one another. Just like if you have a gift for fixing cars, I feel that people should go and help them get their cars fixed. And they do have a YouTuber that does that. He goes around and him and his wife, he's a mechanic and owns his own shop, and they fix people's cars that are broken down on the road, and it's nice. And this is about good humanity, because a good humanitarian does this kind of stuff. All right. See, now you want to strengthen out your lines this way. See, now that I have it took me like 2 years to be able to sketch this far quick. This was not the easiest process. I had to learn how to draw a skull really good, honestly, to be able to do faces. And I do say to everybody that drawing faces is hard, yes, but if you could draw a face with no skin, you're that much closer to doing that. And I started out with anime. And I love anime. I love to do things like Disney and stuff because I feel it's cool. I mean, what's cooler than making a Lilo and Stitch or making a Winnie the Pooh? You're the life of any party. Really, if you think about it. I know when my stupid little sister, when my daughter-in-laws, that a lot of times, sometimes I think they don't like me because I'm very outspoken. And I sometimes don't like them, so I know I don't see your name, Queen, up there. I mean, I'm trying to get Winnie the Pooh. Just put your question in again, and I promise I'll get to you. Because I only got a little screen on this little computer that I got on sale on Amazon. So, but yeah, I was waiting for you to put your question in again. It doesn't really, I don't have it on restricted mode. As long as it's a normal question that YouTube doesn't find, I don't know, offensive or whatever it is that they do with these comments, I don't know. But as long as it's not to that nature, I will get it within like a minute. And I know this because sometimes I do be getting probably a question that YouTube doesn't like and I don't get them. But yeah, I'm waiting on you. I promise I'm waiting on you. I come on here to hang out with everybody, and I want to help you with your life, Queen. I do. I'm just shading in this arm and waiting on you. All right. Okay, well, I'm going to get Natasha because Queen didn't put in her question again. All right, I'm going to shade up this way and then get to your question. Winnie the Pooh's looking their body. See, I got here. I did the shading so you guys could see. See, that takes 30 minutes, friends. And this is after you've been doing sketching for a while. It really is. You really gotta, it's all in the shading. I want to say it's easy to kind of learn, but it's all in shading. The shading is going to make you or break you. It really is. And a practice would start with flowers. I started with roses. Roses are hard, and magnolias and Japanese cherry blossoms. I've actually sketched those out where on the with my pastels and stuff where it looks like actual paint, but I want to say Japanese cherry blossoms took me about a year to be able to do. So, oh, I'm good. Well, thank you for thinking I'm beautiful. I just live life. I just sketch, live life, and hope I don't sit there and get annoyed by a bunch of crazy people coming out of my apartment. So this is what I do, and I walk my dog. Oh, there you go. Why is my family acting so weird to me? Okay. Oh, it restricted it, Queen. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I seen it before it got restricted. You want to know why your families is being so mean to you? They restrict this thing right. They restrict some of these questions right away. These guys are like the police over here. Woo woo. Is that what they say about the police when they get their thing? I smoked a bowl before I came on here, and it seems to help my sketching. But your whole family situation and you are in a new moon in Aries, and this just talks about taking action on what's going on and putting together and finding out the problems and coming to compromises. Or there could be a lot of conflict. And then it has a full moon in Pisces surrounding you, and that just talks about balancing your inner and outer self. You know, your inner self, the one that tells you things you need to know in your inner spirit, and then the things around you. They're your monetary means and stuff like that. And then the waxing moon you got too. And this just talks about energy getting stronger. But the energy that's getting stronger in your house is negative. There's a lot of confusion and chaos. So I would just try to find out everybody's problems that they have with you and put together a list and see if you guys can come to a compromise, because that's what you really need to do. And then hopefully you could come to compromise, because if you don't, compromises lead to more conflict if it does not come to a compromise. So, all right. Oh, I'm fine, Michael. And Natasha, you want to know if you're going to find your soulmate. Well, Natasha, I guess it's with you want to. And finding a soulmate is anybody can be your soulmate. It's who you want to kind of attach yourself to. And attaching yourself to people it's an intimate thing. And sometimes you just don't want to go into that kind of thing blindly. So because you're looking for a full out relationship. Oh, you want to know for you and your kids too. There's a lot of relationship stuff in here. You guys are very romantic. What was that again? Oh, okay. Soulmate. Yeah, I'll get you next, Michael. All right. All right, let me get here. But yeah, soulmates, it could be anybody. It has to be somebody you click with. I just literally live life and see who comes along. Because life is like playing it's like playing poker. You put in a hand, sometimes you lose, sometimes you don't. I love playing poker. I love gambling. I used to gamble when I was younger all the time, around 10 years old. I love numbers, so but life is a gamble. That's why the gambler came. Good old Kenny Rogers. But anyways, Natasha, you are in a new moon in Leo. And this talks about confidence and being it's about confidence and stuff like that leading to your solutions and success and stuff like that. So I guess you have low self-esteem. I'm picking up. That's the only reason why a card like that would come in your field, and I'm picking up that having a low self-esteem, you've been hurt. And the thing is, when you get hurt, there's lessons, and you got to learn from your lessons. You have to. So you haven't learned enough, and you just kind of keeping yourself small. It's your life, your spirit, and you gotta be big. Even in a world that hates you, you just gotta be big and show yourself and be strong. And it's hard to in this world because there's so many mean people in this world. It really is. But you're surrounded also by a new moon in Taurus, and it does talk about this talks about prosperity. So you're gonna have more money. Maybe just try to get yourself together. I feel if you get yourself together and get confidence and have it and get more of an inner strength, then someone will appear that is a better match for you. Then you got a full moon in Pisces also. And this is talks about balancing the spirit and the practical. Because sometimes you get so involved in spiritual, you're my soulmate, that you have all this debt and stuff and you don't know how to organize your debt. And that's where relationships will fall apart. So maybe just learn to keep your finances and be able to maintain a house. So if you do have future kids, they're taken care of. And then usually that person comes along. The universe likes to have people taking care of people because it's less people dying and less people having to learn the same lesson over and over and over again. Because I guess that's the thing with these chosen one videos. I'm obsessed with them. That and all these weird southern stories about inbreeding and cannibalism because my family's from the south and I'm very interested in this kind of stuff, which is weird, but I am. And I'm so glad that the federal government does not allow these pure bloodlines that are insane. So, and Michael Drexter, you want to find out if you will have a future wife for somebody that's nice for you and your kids. So, well, let's get Michael's reading in here. But yeah, these are some crazy stories. I was gonna see a way of making my public thing because I subscribe to all these different historical stories, and I wanted to see have so you guys could see what I subscribe to because I find all these different YouTubers and it's wonderful. They have these stories, and this one guy just talks about these different kinds of murders and stuff and things that happen. It's very interesting. I like to educate my mind. But anyways, Michael, you got a full moon in Pisces with that, and it's talking about balancing your inner and outer also. So I feel that you have a lot of healing within yourself too. And you got to worry about the practical too. You have kids. They got to eat, they need clothes, they need shelter. Because there's a lot of stuff that go on if you don't have those with kids. I'm a mother of two boys. My oldest is 31, my youngest is 21. And I got two grandkids and they still depend on me. So, I mean, they live on their own and they take care of themselves, but family sticks together, but yeah. So, and then you're surrounded by a multiple moon. And this is good. This says it's that your future is not set yet. So, there's nothing blocking your path for romance. Not at all. I guess it's just finding somebody that your kids would like at this point. And you. And then a gibbous moon. And this is talks about close to achieving goals. So I do see you finding somebody, but it's going to be through a path of somebody that you meet through a friend, Michael. That's what I see. That's how the universe likes to do things. So, oh, you're from Texas. Okay. Yeah, I was listening to some stuff on Texas about some cannibals in Texas in the 1940s. Texas is what was pretty bad, along with Kentucky and other stuff. I mean, my family's from Kentucky, so I'm wondering if they had some inbreeding. My mother always told me they were crazy, and I never met my family that was from there, so I don't know. But I know I had crazy relatives that I know because my grandmother was from the Great Depression. And she told me in the hills, sometimes you don't need a divorce. You just died and got buried. Or apparently they cooked you and made you into meals. I've been reading all this stuff, and it's very interesting. It's historical accounts. And then the inbreeding, oh my God, that was too much. That was even too much for me. Some of these guys, literally, they was so pure that there was so much mutations. It was nasty and gross. I don't know. I'm glad it's not like that no more. But I can see why a lot of people are think it will, they get these views about people from the South. But yeah, my family's came from one side came from the hills of Kentucky, and my grandmother was quite strange. She really was strange. So, and my grandpa was coming off of World War II and seeing her, and she just she wanted to get out of the hills, so she married my grandpa. She ended up being married several times. Oh, you got 11 and a 12-year-old. Okay. I mean, that's a good age, but they get really, I don't know. Sometimes kids around that age could be testy. You gotta be stern with them. I was very stern with my kids. They used to sit there and all the time I had to meet their friends, and they used to get all upset. Why you gotta meet all of my friends all the time? And then one of their friends, he smoked a lot of weed. And I said, I have nothing against weed. My parents were hippies, but at that age, yes, I do. And I got nasty, and I would give them these crazy, nasty names and run their friends out. And the kids to this day sit there and they'd be like, Mom, you're not right in the head. Do you remember what you did to my friend? Blah, blah, blah. I said, I don't give a damn. And I will tell them that. But they're better people now. They really are. They're glad I have hobbies because I like to bother them to find out if they're being knuckleheads or not every once in a while. But this is what I do in my spare time. I tell them all the time that they should join my live streams because I talk about them half of the time. And then, of course, they go, "Yeah, you would, Mom." I wish this paper was a little bit longer, but I might be able to make it work. I gotta get his little ear this way. But yeah, I tell the kids instead of stalking all their friends, they actually tell me who they hang out with now that they're 31 and 21. Because I'll ask them, I'm like, who are you talking to? I'm nosy like that. And I just don't care. It's terrible, but I am. All right, I'm just sketching out his head. See, sometimes you just got to get all your ley lines down. That's what I call them. Oh, you're welcome, Michael. I call these ley lines because when you're sketching Disney, there's certain kinds of lines you have. I mean, you can make it your own, yes, but to get like I'm making his head just a little bit kind of more dense, but there's certain sketches and lines that make Winnie the Pooh Winnie the Pooh. And unless you're making an entirely different character, there's certain lines you have to obey by. And I like to call them ley lines because the earth has ley lines, laugh out loud, the equator and stuff. So that's why I call it that. And I shade up as I'm going along because if you shade sometimes later on, it just becomes a process you just don't want to deal with at that time. That's what I got so far as that. I mean, you can make it shorter, not so wider, but some, like I said, some lines you gotta kind of gotta move and do on your own here. And then I gotta get Piglet incorporated in here somewhere. All right. Okay, that goes there. And out here a little because we got to get the shirt looking like it's being pulled because we got Piglet right here coming in, so we got to get that line there. All right, I'm just doing that with the neckline right now. I got to get everything else in this little Winnie the Pooh thing detailed out. I got that. Alright. Oh, me? I am drawing Winnie the Pooh for my grandson's bedroom. And, Michael, I do work hospice. And I take care of these artists, and this is how I learned to draw. Some of their last dying wishes was that I learned to draw better because I told these guys I could only draw stick people. So because of famous artists I take care of that recently passed away, this is why I'm decent at drawing. And there was a famous sketch artist I took care of. His name was Thomas Denny. He did all of the drawing for the Cleveland Indians, and he did all the players, and he had all of his stuff published. So, and he did pastel and oil painting. I could do oil painting, but I did learn pastels. And then I had another lady, Sharon Pavlik. She had her own store, and she could do murals of people's pictures. Oh, thank you. So they passed away, but it's like somebody else kind of takes up the reels. I'll meet someone else, and my one friend, she's a real good oil painter, real good. She's supposed to come over here soon and teach. I have all these donations of canvases Someone donated $500 in canvases, which I was grateful. Her grandmother died. So, and her grandmother was an artist. So my friend Jessica came over and she literally gave me all of these oil paints and all kinds of crap. So I'm still using my poster board. My friend Carla was supposed to come over. I was trying to get her to live stream. She did actually live stream a little bit on Facebook, but she's so shy and I don't understand. She's really good. She's actually into spiritual things, but she can't do readings. But she knows numbers of light numbers and stuff. I like to call her like a little bit of a priestess type thing. But she's really good at that and she's excellent at oil painting. That's the main thing. She's really good at oil painting. So she's supposed to come over and I can work on my oil painting more. Because that's what I really want to get to. Pretty much. Yeah, I could draw anything. Now I got to the point where you got to draw skulls, Michael. If you want to get, like, your kids want to start drawing, I got to get to the point where you're able to do skulls. It took me a year to do a skull. And if you can do a person's face without skin, you can. And I absolutely say you can do a human face then. You just add the skin and shade a little more. Pretty much. It's not horribly hard. And this is like making like Pooh's nose. It's pretty much, you would say, a triangle upside down. You got to study different sketch artists. And Walt Disney is a very difficult sketch artist to kind of understand at times. He has his own Disney has its own style of sketching. It really does. I mean, he's a very good, I mean, I do miss Walt Disney. I did hear he was racist, though. Somebody told me he was racist. Probably was. It was coming off of World War II. And he's from Germany. Well, he was from Germany. He's obviously dead. I heard I heard his son cryo freezed him. They want to bring him back if they can. I don't see this happening, but they want to try, his kids. But that's okay. I mean, it is what it is there. But yeah, I've been to Disney World a lot. I love Disney. Disney is very interesting. I love it. It's the happiest place on earth. But I got his face. See? I just did a Pooh that was down like that. And now you got to get the piglet in. I actually didn't draw like two things together. I took my time to learn this. Because it's a little hard. Because I'm doing piglet here. And bring it this way. Sometimes you got to eyeball this. And I'm going to put Piglet's leg here. And put his leg down here. Sometimes you want to just with the lines, sometimes a little bit. Take your time with it. See how it blends in and everything, because art is a blend. It's a happy blend. And it's a process. You want to sometimes, wherever you feel comfortable putting things, like if you want to go bottom up, you can. If you don't want to go bottom up, you don't have to. Whatever you feel comfortable with. Every artist kind of does it different. I like to take one area and work on another. And then like Piglet I was working on last. Because you got to integrate Piglet around his arm. And that's rough. That's really rough. I mean, that I think is the roughest part about drawing, especially two characters like this. And this is something you do not want to just kind of jump into either. This is the kind of drawing you want to do later on. All right, I got the two legs here. And from here I'm going bottom up. I'd like to go bottom up. I feel if even in anime, even with Disney, if you start at the top, sometimes you need to get the head proportions nice. And head proportions are so important. They really are. I think they're like the hardest part about drawing is just getting your head proportions and stuff in. That's why I like to start from the bottom. All right, now I'm going to do his arm. I got this. And then right in here, you got to pay attention to where things are because it's a lot like math when you're doing sketching. It has to, the lines have to match for the bodies. And even if you decide to go and make your own and go free drawing, sometimes it's better just to get proportions on the way a head is set and then kind of put your own thing to it. And a lot of professional artists do this, so it's not like you're cheating. It really, really isn't. Okay, the arm's going that way. Now we got the hand. Alright, Piglet's hands here. Alright, and now it just makes a sharp, straight line. And then we go up this way. Alright, and down that way. Gotta get Piglet's arm good here. You just add one little thing after another. And then really the rubbing of the pastels and the blending that way. It does take about 20-30 minutes. That it does, but it's well worth it. But you gotta sketch it out good. Alright, and then I got that. Got this arm. You got to get each piece. That's the thing. See, right where his little hand is here is where Pooh's arm is. So, you got to calculate that in. Everything is perfect calculated moments. And really, this is like the best thing to do if you have anxiety. Or if you just have things on your mind. It really does. Now I'm trying to get his arm done here. Alright, now his hand goes here. Down that way. I'm going to make sure it stays proportionate. And right here, because we're going to have Piglet's head right there. We're just shading this down a little bit. And then Piglet's other arm is right here. Yeah. I don't charge for these, Sonia. Or Zoa. No, is it Zora? I think it's Zora. But yeah, I don't charge for it. I don't care. I'm just over here living my best life, sketching Pooh and Piglet here. Because I got to get all this character boarding done for my grandson's room. Because, they charge a lot for these on Etsy. I don't understand why sketchings have to be so expensive on Etsy. Please, somebody explain to me Why is sketching that's not even that complicated to make? They want $50. Some of them they want $100 for. I think they all been going to the dispensary and smoking too much weed personally. That's just me though. I won't pay those prices. I think they've lost their damn mind personally. But yeah, you go on Etsy and this is what they do. You say, "Oh, that's a cool log cabin sketch, blah blah blah." Depending on who the hell sketched it, that log cabin sketch can be really, really expensive. And you're just like, OMG, what is their problem? That's what I said. Because I thought it was insane that people were paying this kind of money. And people must be paying it because on Etsy, this is what they do. And I do like to, I do listen. I guess I go on weird things. Like I go on Etsy looking at stuff, and that's what kind of made me just do my own sketches. And they have a cardboard. I mean, you had pretty much poster board for some of these, and they want this much money. That they're damn insane. They really are. So I started doing my own because, for the sake of saving money, it's better to do it on your own, and you can get the exact effect you want for whatever you want to do. And a lot of times I give these away for presents, and it saves so much money on Christmas time. So much. Because when everybody gets it, they be like, "Oh, you drew me a picture." And then they get all nasty, and then they go, "Oh, this is good. I'm gonna get a frame for this." And then you're just like thinking to yourself, "Well, what'd you think I was gonna do? If it's a Christmas present, obviously I was gonna put a little thought into it." But yeah, some people are, there's something. Alright, gotta get the angle of the face this way. Okay, this goes down more here. You're gonna do a lot of these when you're doing this kind of stuff. You're gonna do a lot of erasing. So you gotta get the proportions for his face being sideways done. Alright, I'm gonna bring his arm up that way. There we go. This is better. Alright. It's Slavic goddess of dawn. Oh, okay. Well, I'm just a bargain shopper, but yeah. Yeah, I try to give out a lot of these are presents that I do, my friend. And because I'm cheap. And I feel in these troubled times, for the sake of saving money, I don't think it's a bad idea. I really don't. And and what else you got to do better in your life? Honestly. And around Christmas time, it helps to be able to give somebody something you made, which virtually cost you hardly any money, and still make your rent and things of that sort. All right, now I'm going to. I shade as I go along. I've learned this about shading as you go along. All right, now I got this here going up. I'm doing the stripes going up and over this way like a circle. And I like to do it squiggly because it gives it like a little bit of like the 3D effect. You want to get like a picture effect there. You'd like to do art for your friends too? Yeah, that's what I do. This is my friend's presents. They laugh about it. They're like, I'll be, oh, give it. I'll go Merry Christmas, and then and all you do is that I do the same thing with my grandkids, my kids. I just tell them it's too expensive out there to sit there and spend $2,000 on Christmas. It really is. And then with everything being overpriced and everything, it's just not worth it. You're better off figuring out what you could do craft wise. I'd like to make candles too. So Zoya or Zora. So oh well, thank you. I know I'm over here to make friends. I like I came from Facebook of all things, laugh out loud. But yeah, I came from Facebook, and on Facebook they have different rules for everything. And then one big rule that a lot of people break over here, which really isn't a rule, is begging for subscribers. And I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but if you ask for people to follow you, whatever, on Facebook or even on TikTok, you get banned. Every single time you watch a video here, like and subscribe. Like if someone likes what you're doing and they listen to you and you interact with them, they are going to subscribe if they like you because they're going to come back. I do the same thing. I mean, just because I'm on here talking to you guys don't mean I don't do the same thing with other YouTubers. You know, all those really weird stories that I listen to and the Chosen One videos. I mean, I like to keep up with spirituality. I like to see what's going on with Carl Jung and all these things that go on. This is what I like to do. So, but yeah, if I think their videos are nice, like I love those Carl Jung, I love the Denzel Washington videos. You don't even have to ask if someone's going to subscribe. I love those Denzel videos. I actually, oh, I think Stephanie's still here. Oh, see, I don't like AI art. I don't like it all. I feel that if the human element is not there in artwork, I feel like everybody gave up. I feel that people should do it on their own. I really do. I don't understand all that. I do some AI, like if I'm like putting together a video. That I will. But the thing is when it comes to artwork, I gotta know a human being did it. If a human being can't do it, I don't respect it. And I know it sounds terrible, but it's the truth. This is why I come up here, because I love art and and I think people should respect art enough to where people respect that a human being did it, not a machine. Because if we forget to do these things, eventually it's going to come down to there's not going to be any artists in the world. And we're at mankind. I feel like it would be like the Renaissance. Before the Renaissance, we had the Dark Ages, and it was dark because, well, obviously it was torturing everybody, but besides all the torture, nobody was reading, nobody was writing, nobody was doing anything except for being mean and torturing people and raping and pillaging and yada yada yada. But this is why I call it the Dark Ages, and we're letting something else work for us. And a lot of times when I'll do an AI program just to get maybe one thing, just like one cover picture for, like, let's say a video I'm doing, And then generally that's all it is, but and it's very little I use of that. I have to explain everything. I got a program that I got to explain everything. But yeah, here we go. There's the sketch. See, human beings can make it. I'm going to take a picture of this. Oh yes, I'm just living my best life, friend. That's it. And it does help you in life. It helps you decide how to. It helps you deal with things, getting things out. Here, I'm going to take a picture of this real quick and then do the next question. Heck. All right, maybe over here be a better angle. All right, hang on. I'm very barnyard here. I got computers that I've put together and everything else. All right, here. I'm gonna go over here and set this down. All right, give me a second, folks. All right. I really hope that I had. Okay, I don't know where that icy thing went, but I am so glad. There it goes. Well, hello, kitties. Okay. All right. All right. I think I had the top of my ice thing. All right, got that. This is how I post everything. Oh well, thank you. They're both cats are rescues. I hope to. This channel is for humanity and for animals. They're sassy. This one here is Ragdoll Siamese and Tabby, and then this one, she's like they came from the same litter, but they look kind of different. But they're sisters, and I didn't go and separate them. They're family. I'm big on that. I want to eventually, if I get any money from YouTube, I'm probably going to get an animal shelter. Oh, I'm good. You know, my name's Michelle, though. I know that Google calls me Chong. If you put my name in a Google Drive, it'll say, if you put my name, Michelle Hangs, in there, they'll literally say referred to as Chong the dog. So I don't know. It's a weird thing. I never thought I'd be in a Google engine, but I am. Oh, I am living my best life. I'm up here making Disney pictures on YouTube. I mean, what's better than that? And I'm able to put it over there. Oh, hey, I do what I do here. I be smoking my vape. I drink my coffee and smoke a little weed before I go on the street. Oh, I don't think I have a question. Oh yeah, I do. What next actions of Sabal for me in coming 2 weeks? All right. Yeah, you can answer a question. You know I like to do my artwork for you. So my artwork is very important to me. I enjoy it. And I feel like I did something important and happy for the day if I get a good art piece done. All right, you have got for this the next actions for you and Sabal are to avoid a course moon. There's going to be no actions in the next. There's literally going to be none with that. And it's surrounded by a full moon in Gemini, and it's talking about answers that you need, answers that are the answers you need that are coming to you. That's surrounded by that. And then a full moon in Aries. And that's just mean there's going to be a bit of a conflict, but nothing huge, but a small conflict of interest of something. All right, Angel, what do you need? You got all of the food and water you need. They're in your bedroom. My cats have their own bedroom, folks. So everybody has conflicts of interest, Priya. This is what marriage and relationships are about. That's why people don't like to deal with them. It's a thing, a trend that people don't want to deal with relationship. Oh, you're welcome. It's not negative though. I mean, not every relationship in your life and every circumstance is going to be significant all the time. I'm going to put blue in the background for this. I like to swirl this around in circles because now we're starting the stage of, as Sharon in her words, rest in peace, Sharon, with Ozzy and Hulk Hogan. You put swivel it around and use your finger and blend it in nice. And I blend it in circles too. That I do. And then you take this, and you always have extra on your finger. And you can take a nice shade of blue for the background in this. Especially if it's going to be in a little boy's nursery, my grandson's nursery. Because blue is, they use for a boy. Which, I don't know, I think blue could be for a girl too. But my son wants traditional, so there we go. I'm just taking all the excess chalk, moving it over here. My piglet looks a little chunky in the face. This piglet's been eating a lot of chocolate. Laugh out loud. We all can't be thin. And it's okay if sometimes they look a little chunky. It's my version of Piglet. And that's okay. It still looks nice. I mean, Piglet could have gained weight. Laugh out loud. He's hanging out with Mr. Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh's always eating or getting his honey pot. This is what Winnie the Pooh does. But I used like a baby blue on this. And you could use a lot of different colors in your background too. That's just one. You could do a lot. Alright, I'm going to shake this off now. Oh, you like Winnie the Pooh? Yeah, my daughter-in-law likes it. She's making the whole nursery Winnie the Pooh, so Grandma's making stuff. I have all of them. I posted. I did Rabbit. Rabbit looks actual like looking at Rabbit, and you're like, oh hey, what's up with that Rabbit? It looked real good. We had a lot of character in it too. So I was proud of that. But I'm going to take pink because Piglet always has sometimes a little pink. But I'm just dusting it in the back here. Because all these dustings make the color. And then I move this around here. And I like to use cardboard because I like to reuse everything with the earth. So I have the cardboard I use to to hold my paper up and stuff while I'm doing my art because I like to recycle as much as I can. I really do. I feel that's always a good thing to recycle and do things like that. And then we got this. See, just with that, It's just that nice color scheme. And Piglet, I believe, is pink. Let me see what color pink Piglet is. I brought this up. Okay. Yeah, Piglet's all pink. Alright. So, I'm probably going to do a deeper pink for Mr. Piglet here, because Piglet seems to be his best friend. And I use chalk pastels for when I do prefer some chalk pastels, because I feel that they're a little bit sometimes better to deal with. You got things. Alright, say this. I don't want it too dark of a pink, but I don't want it too light either. I might just do this lighter pink. I'm thinking the lighter pink and this darker pink. And I'm just going to put them together. I've had this palette pastel set for like over a year. So. This, I'm just sketching this in because it's Piglet's arm. And I'm going to lightly sketch this. And you just sketch it just like you did when you're just shading this in, because this is Piglet's main color here. There we go. Right. Okay, now we got that. I'm gonna take the lighter one also, just to lighten this out with the softer pink. Taking the softer pink for the legs too. Alright. I just go down and straight a little bit. Alright. And I'm going to take all the shavings from here and get them out. Alright. Right, now we got Piglet. Alright, now I'm going to get yellow. A happy yellow. He's sorry. See if I could you could break these in half. You need to. Sometimes they're too long, and I break these in half. And I go in circles by his belly, right here. And let's keep going in circles with this. Got all this side here. Alright, now I'm gonna shade this in with my finger. Sometimes I take the outside colors like Pooh, and I take this extra yellow and put it in with the other colors around it. It kind of sometimes stands out and gives a little variety and a nice color scheme. I like to mix colors a lot sometimes. Sometimes I feel like it makes it better to mix these colors together out here. Just to have all these different colors out like that is nice. We have the blue, the pink, put some yellow up here. I like to be generous with all my colors and make the whole piece happy. I do that. Alright, now I'm going to do the head. Alright. I gotta get this arm over here too. Alright, there we go. I'm going to put more yellow over here. Get this whole side here. And some of the shirt I'm going to put yellow because I'm going to put red into the shirt. Or you could put any color you want with it if it's a present. I mean, it's not like you're going to an art gallery or nothing. It's just a nice present for somebody. Alright, now I got that so far. I'm going to make this, start doing the coloring the shirt in now. Okay, what was my red? What chalk? Alright, now I'm going to sketch hard on this. I'm going to do a real hard one this way. I'm just going to get all this color in here. And I'm putting it on the edge of this. Because then you bring the chalk in from the edge. There we go. There we go. I'm going to put a little red around here. I feel like we need a little red in this piece of art here. Alright. There we go. Alright, I'm just swirling these around like a little cloud. I want to give it that picturesque look right now. Alright, I got this. Got that now, so far. Alright, now I'm going to have to get Piglet's shirt out. Piglet. It's all pink, his shirt. I don't like the fact it's always pink. Yeah. Kato, maybe we can make our Piglet like maybe a yellow and pink would be nice. I think a yellow and pink would be good. Alright. I'm going to come down this way. I'm going to go with the yellow and then grind out the pale pink in between. And with this kind of thing, right in the in-betweens, we're going to put pink because I want to give a good dimension. So we're going to go straight across with this. Instead of in circles, we're going to go straight in like that. And that looks nice. I think we're good. I don't think I need to add any more, honestly. But we got that. And Mr. Pooh is done with Piglet. And I just put the yellow in there and no paint. I do miss painting, but maybe next stream I'll do painting. And then I'll probably see if I got a pen or something in here. And I thought, wow, we got everything else. Sharpie? Okay. See, this is what's good about a box, too. Take a Sharpie, and then you sign it. Hey, on the dough. I told the kids when I die, they can remember me and watch all the videos. But we're done in an hour and a half, and we got a beautiful Winnie the Pooh in Piglet. Thank you, everybody, for listening. I appreciate you guys. You're wonderful. I appreciate you being part of the Chong family. Also, that I do. Because we all need beautiful things in our life. Because that's what makes the world go around. And I am going to make an effort to get over here earlier. If my computer didn't have 100 updates, I would have been up here earlier. So, are you still here, Glenn? Oh, I don't know. I don't think he is. All right, well, I'm going to let you guys go, and I'll be back tomorrow. I have the day off, so I'm going to try to get in my usual time around like 6 or 7. So I apologize for late entry, but at least I made it, and have a great day. Oh, bye, Michelle. There you go. Here.